Hello, everyone, and welcome back to round 2 back 9 coverage of the quarterfinals here in Charlotte, North Carolina for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship presented by Barbasol. Jeremy Koling, Paul Ulibarri.
Yeah, I mean, we had a up and down front nine, which has been the theme here as of late. Lots of red for some of our competitors. We have Isaac Robinson, though, at 4 under par, no red. That's the recipe for success out here. Moving forward, back nine gets super tough. Let's see how it plays out.
Well, we got a couple of these guys here at 2 under par that are on the outside looking in. They are losing the tie breaks to those guys who are on that last card. Mason Ford, Conrad, Isaac Robinson, and Niklas were the 4 players who are at 4 under par through the front nine. And we are starting the back nine on the second hardest hole in the course. And it's not the hardest, only because hole 18 will always take that designation. But this is 406 of the straightest, not necessarily the lowest ceiling, but it is a low ceiling. And it is a very narrow fairway all the way down. Bogey is written on any shot that gets a hard kick left or right. That's a good kick.
Very friendly. When you get into the area where you can jump putt approach,
Yep.
like that distance, that's when you finally feel safe.
Isaac keeping it low and driven, and by the time it hits the ground, it's right in the middle, and look at that thing scoot up to 45 feet. He's a fun player to watch, Paul. A little bit more room for a lefty to break their shot from right to left. Chris does a good job making it most of the way down the fairway. For most players, that is a score. Just have to avoid that. And that can really just break the spirits of Ezra here. If he doesn't get up and down, I guarantee you there are some negative thoughts running through his mind on his chances of being able to advance. That's going to be a difficult par save from that far left of the basket.
There's that jump putt approach we were talking about.
And you're right, man. If you can jump putt through these trees, you are loving life. Makes things a lot easier.
Little jump putt throw there. Good touch. Giving it a little bit, you know.
Totally. And Ezra doesn't even have a putt. He's got to go forehand again. And just over the top. That was an excellent bid. But that will be
in or out.
A negative score. I mean, you got to say it's in. Yeah. It's
Jeez.
He's just feeling it. 5 under now for Isaac. And birdie's the second hardest hole on the course. What can he not do? I mean, he doesn't need a forehand because he has the flippy control and the straight control to do everything else he needs to do on this course.
What do you think's worse?
I need some options first.
Well, here's the first option. Playing with a group that's all struggling. You're all kind of struggling through 1 to a couple over par, maybe 1 under par being the best, or being over par while somebody's shredding.
Oh, wait a second. That's definitely the worst. Yeah, right now, Ezra is feeling, even if he is looking at scores and seeing that he's not technically out of it, he probably is starting to feel like he's out of it, considering he's seeing these lines hit, he's seeing these putts made, and he's not on the right side of those results.
Hits the initial gap, gets up there far enough to where he'll be able to putt that one as well.
And it looks like Isaac's going to grow that trend of number of players who actually improved their score, who had a better score in 10 than they did on 11. And I don't think this is going to stop. It does not. That works its way all the way to the bottom of the hill. And Chris having some trouble, and it rolling back to the edge of the fairway means he's probably going to have to go forehand again. It's going to be a very touchy approach. And look at this play. He's going forehand roller with the zone. Haven't seen this tried too much in this hole. I'm very interested to see how this works.
I don't
Can
think
it stop?
That helped.
Can it stop? It does.
That's
inside
awesome.
the circle. Okay, I've found a new play on hole 11. I love it. Chris coming up short. That is going to be a very nervy putt for the par. This would be a very bad bogey to take. And Isaac teetering on the edge of disaster as that makes its way just over the first lip, but stops on the steps. And Aaron from the bottom of the hill. Oh,
Wow.
Give it to him.
This dude loves being outside the circle today.
And that's an issue that he was just communicating it, that this has been a problem for him lately. And right now it doesn't look like it's a problem for him at all. Huge putt from 60 feet up the hill. This is a really big putt for Chris. And it will be bogey. Okay, slows down, but my goodness, another player who will take a bigger number on 11 than on hole 10.
Yep.
It's nearly exactly half the distance, and the fairway is about the same width for both holes.
Tough bogey to take. I mean, that is just not one you go up to thinking bogey.
And out of the 12 players that played this course on a 200-foot hole, only 4 birdies for the day.
That's unbelievable. Hole 12, though, par 3, 346. And I guess you're taking a little breather here.
Yeah, I think you are. I mean, this is a hole that's right in the middle of the difficulty of this course, but it doesn't have that big rollaway factor. And if you do miss your fairway, the scramble opportunities are much more likely, but it's not an easy shot by any means. It's a very specific line that you have to hit on this forehand side.
I love this.
So you just got to slow down.
Go in.
That's the part where it's so hard to put the brakes on. So many shots that throw down that fairway end up skipping about 45 feet long.
Okay, a little mistake there from Isaac. He's chilling at 5 under par, though. He likes his spot. I think parring, getting 1 coming in, 2 coming in, kind of. We've seen that this week, that 6 under mark is really a safe place to be.
Yeah, I think any player out there is feeling really comfortable at 6 under.
I also feel like as the rounds progress, the course and the score you need to get becomes 1 better. So, like, as these guys qualify into tomorrow, I think maybe
7 under.
7 under might be the safe one. 6 under will get you in, but if you tie, then that goes to
Wow, Chris giving that a good effort.
the higher seed.
Yes.
And so that extra stroke to get to 7 kind of takes care of that in my mind. And he almost drains another one.
Definitely feeling it. Just off the mark again. And if you go back to the front 9, the misses that he's had have been all really committed. That's the second time we've seen him hit off the band, as Ezra just can't get anything going for him right now. That's going to pretty much end his chances, I believe. I mean, the easy birdie holes have passed him, and everything from here on out is a true grind of a birdie. I mean, 16, 17 are their best chances, but that's just not enough birdies.
Yep.
For Ezra. He's got to get all of the ones that you need to get in 16, 17, and then all the bonus ones as well. And confidence levels got to be low at this point.
Isaac staying bogey free.
It's a tough thing to do on this course. I don't think we've had anyone navigate the trek bogey free yet, but he is doing a good job thus far. Hole 13, 410 feet uphill the entire way. If there's a bonus birdie anywhere, it's this hole with it's a traditional par 4. You can see the basket behind that. This is just 60 feet closer and it's a par 3. Just want to hit this gap. Aaron says, I am not even trying to play for the birdie. Just get up the hill, give yourself a look, and uh-oh.
It was a good second tree. So he's going to be able to get to the fairway and throw something up the fairway.
As soon as we say something about bogey free, Isaac gets a hard kick, and that's not good, but that is. It's one of the better drives you'll ever see on hole 13.
Wow, that's powerful.
I know. What a weapon to have, a forehand, a lefty forehand that can travel that far uphill.
Yes, so much more accurate as well.
Isaac is going to be in danger of that bogey. He's going to have a long putt.
He's running that, or you think he just lays that up?
Good question. Aaron having nothing to do with that one, just wisely lays that one up and going to a knee. Oh, yeah, he's laying that one up. That's just, he's 100 feet away.
He went for it. Like,
of course he went for it. I mean, that's just how he lays up. That would have been a huge birdie for Chris, who's fallen a bit off the mark now. He is in 8th place at only 1 under. He had a great start to the round and has since cooled off quite a bit. But Ezra able to take only the 3rd birdie that we saw on the course. And the other 2 came from that last card with Corey Ellis and Kyle Klein. So to this point, it was the only birdie that had occurred during the quarterfinals. But there is Isaac's first bogey, and he's going to drop to 4 under. Still in good position, though.
Hey everyone, I want to talk to you real quick about the Disc Member monthly disc golf box. Disc Member is the essential subscription package for every disc golfer. Get new releases before they're available to the public, limited run stamps, and exclusive plastics delivered to your door monthly. Every package comes with $40 or more of discs and merch for only $29.99 per month. Plus, every subscription comes with Disc Store Insider, a $100 value for free, and a free UDISC subscription. So go to discmember.com or click the link in the description to sign up. There are limited spots available, so become a Disc Member today.
On to hole 14. Paul, what is the best play on this brand new hole?
I think they're going to be looking for a mid-range turnover. Gets up, something understable. If it hyzers out, it tends to go deep because once that nose gets down over the hillside, it doesn't want to stop. So mid-range will probably die to the right a little bit more. There's a sidearm play. I'm guessing Gossage is going to go with that. But here's that mid-range play. Turnover. Watch how this catches a little branch. But see how it kind of floats down and dies?
No, that's a fantastic shot. Does stall a bit short, but right outside C1 edge. And indeed, Aaron does go with the Raptor, and he's putting this one out wide. I think this is looking pretty good. Oh, goodness. Hits those last trees. If that hyzer's just a touch sooner, that's going to be right up there by the basket, but he's made the initial gap. Should be an easy par.
This is tighter, which is better. In the circle?
Yep.
All right, well, Isaac is going with the understable fairway driver. Here's what I'm saying. Once it gets to that hyzer, it likes to get going down that hill.
He's got an opportunity to bounce back with the birdie here. And Aaron actually, maybe not an easy par. He's lining this one up. Oh my gosh. Give it to him again.
Outside circle 2 again. This one hits even more dead center.
I don't know which one was longer, the one on 9 or 14. And then which one was harder, 9, 14, or the uphill putt on 11?
I can't remember a birdie that he had in the circle. Hole 1? Or was that outside the circle?
Oh, he didn't birdie hole 1.
Oh, that's right.
That was a nice birdie stretch for Ezra. That gets him to 1 under, so I guess he's not technically out of it yet.
Not quite. He needs to go birdie, eagle.
Nice bounce back for Isaac on 14. And Chris gets the birdie. Star frame on hole 14. Incredible.
Unbelievable.
Hole 15. Par 4. Tough uphill shot. You have to bend it and try to land it in this area right here. Somewhat short of that tee pad. From there, it is a blind uphill turnover or anhyzer or a righty forehand trying to beat these trees that are assorted across the fairway. Doesn't look that difficult when the drone flies, but when the player is staying on this tee trying to get the disc in that right position.
This looks perfect.
I don't like it though.
Ew.
It didn't hold the anhyzer.
I thought it was going to.
If you
it was
drift
so
right,
steep.
You're just in a horrible spot.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, right's dead. I just thought that was actually going to hold. This is holding, right?
Yeah, if it doesn't hit that tree. That was so close. The ratio of width to anhyzer to power, it's just, when you get it all right, it feels so good on hole 15.
Close.
Chris, the fact that he's got that lean out lefty forehand anhyzer is a huge weapon to have in that position.
High spike hyzer.
I think that's fine.
Yep.
That's a fine spot. He can easily pitch up to the top of the hill and take an easy par. He might even have an opportunity for the birdie.
Kicks to the fairway, though. Whoa.
Okay. Unusual alert.
Is that the first one you've ever seen?
I think, yeah, and that was a pretty well-thrown shot. I mean,
that was awesome.
With the casual nature of that delivery and the angle being perfect, that makes me wonder why we don't see him do that more often.
Chris gets all the way up there, just outside the circle. That was awesome.
And no other choice but then to try to cut the hole by going through the woods. And where does this end up? Wow, in C2? Okay, Ezra. That's a great shot through the woods.
Oh, gonna have to earn it there.
5% harder, dude.
Yeah, and the pressure is starting to mount for Aaron. He knows he's in the position where he's got to get a couple birdies coming in. If he wants to make it in, it's not going to be secured at 4 under, and he cannot afford to give up a stroke here on the 15th hole. Ezra, a decent bid. That needed to fall. Absolutely must have. A good effort was given, especially after that errant tee shot.
And Chris has kind of been stalemated at 2 for a while now.
Well, he just got to 2, but yeah, you're right. It's been
He was at 2 and then he went back down.
Yeah, right. Well, he was at 3 under and has fallen, and then he just hasn't really been on it. But Aaron Gossage, another outside C1 putt, he has been on it. That one was just perfect.
cured it.
If he was nervous, it didn't look.
I would rather see him right now outside the circle. He's made more of those than in. All of his birdies, I feel like, have almost come from C2.
That was just a huge delivery at a perfect time for him that keeps him in it, especially with 16 and 17 being so attackable. He's in an opportunity now where if he can get these next 2 birdies, he really gives himself a good opportunity to move on. Chris, however, he's going to need to get this hole. He's going to need to eagle 17 and just find a miracle on 18. As we look at the 16th hole, easiest hole remaining, par 4, 640 feet. Players are going to look to throw either a right-hand, backhand mid-range, or a fairway driver, or a forehand turnover that keeps holding its anhyzer all the way to the ground. Got to find the fairway. And you have to also avoid going too far left. That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. Really?
If it doesn't roll much, it doesn't roll at all.
That's tucked.
Yeah, that's a little on the left side, but he should find a right-hand anhyzer forehand.
Very surprised that he didn't just go backhand there.
Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
Isaac is on that super hard to reach the pin left side of the fairway. See how aggressive he gets. He could certainly use the extra birdie and get to 6 under. If he can find that 6 under mark, he's going to be really liking his chances as well. But now we're going to see another forehand from Isaac. And he's not going to be birdieing hole 16.
That was on a good angle, though.
It really was.
Yeah.
So that puts a little bit of pressure on Isaac now. He's going to be stepping up to the tee on 17 with a situation where he's going to be feeling like, okay, I don't know. Is 5 good enough? Right now it's in second, but he's losing all those tiebreakers to that last card out there.
And Clemons is giving himself a chance by getting to 3 under because he's making that putt.
And that was a huge shot for Aaron. No room for error here for Isaac. He puts that one close. Ezra does pick up the nice birdie. Best case scenario for Ezra now is eagle on 17, pick up the second birdie of the weekend on hole 18, and he could possibly get to 5 under.
Well, that would get him to 5 under.
Yes, I mean, he'd have to do any errant shot in these next 2 holes, and he is out for sure. But 5 under could do it.
That would just be a miracle finish.
It's 1 in a million chances. When I started, I didn't think that, I want to be a world champion one day. And I was dreaming like small things. And then they became true. And then my dreams got bigger. But now I think looking back, it feels like 1 in a million.
And here it is, Paul, hole 17. The only open part of the course, really, except for the second half of hole 18. You got to get a big tee shot here if you need that eagle. From there, the second shot is another 500-footer through these woods. It is possible, but improbable to get that eagle.
I totally agree, but we've seen it happen. We know it's possible. These guys can all throw far enough to get it there in 2 shots.
Alden Harris did indeed get the eagle in round 1.
Ezra.
It's been a great season, Ezra.
Yes.
Is this hyzering back in time? It is. That is that's exactly what Aaron needed right there. That puts him in a great position to pick up the birdie.
That was blasted, too. That made its way up the fairway. I think that's the farthest I've seen so far. Isn't that a collection area over there? It's
It
so
really
crazy.
is. And that is going to be a very tough birdie to pick up for Chris. It might end it for him too. It's going to be really, really difficult to pick up the birdie and get to 4 under. But the eagle is certainly no longer a possibility for either Ezra or Chris, barring some sort of 400-foot plus throw-in. Speaking of eagle, I forgot to mention one of the craziest eagles I've ever seen with Nicolas Antala on hole 15.
Oh,
If you haven't seen that, go back and watch the coverage. It's out there. Amazing.
Talk about amazing.
Big shot. That sets up a pretty routine birdie for Isaac.
Not enough turn on this one. This is going to leave him on the high side, which is much more guarded by the trees than the right side down there. Bigger gaps if you get to the bottom of that hill.
Mm-hmm. And Aaron, from the perfect position off the tee, ends up hitting that tree. It shouldn't be too difficult to scramble near the pin to get the birdie, but he's really going to have a lot of pressure to do so. The scores on that last card indicate that indeed he does need to get to that 6 under number to feel comfortable. And that's got to be it for Chris.
Yeah, he's going to have to throw this next one in. Important upshot here for Gossage.
Absolutely perfect angle control.
Yep. It's one of his first birdies in the circle that he's had all around.
Yes, it is. Chris, a great player to play with, always a good attitude, always playing within his game, not interfering with other players. It's been a great season. Somebody to definitely watch out for in the 2023 season. But his tour will come to an end today, as will this fella. Another up-and-coming superstar in our sport, Ezra Aderhold. Isaac looking to just jump putt this and secure the birdie, but of course his way of laying up is sometimes trying to make it.
So that was a lot of 12-foot shots for a bogey. It seemed like it was a little worse than that. Maybe because of the situation.
Aaron in for birdie. Huge back nine he has put together here. 4 birdies. That is one of the better back nines we have seen.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, coming back like that, it gives the rest of the field hope moving on in the next rounds, too, to see somebody be able to post a number like that. Hole 18 been talking about it all around. Par 4, 875 feet, mandatory on the left, out of bounds line all on the left-hand side, dog leg from right to left. Look at this fairway.
If it were labeled a par 5 at the 4.75 average that it has, it would still be harder than a lot of the other holes in the course.
Yes.
But it's a par 4, and it is just so difficult to get the distance that you need. Aaron's pushing this towards these trees here. If it doesn't... Okay, that's fine. He's in the open. If that goes backwards, he might be in a bit of trouble there to try to save the par, but I like his chances now. Isaac nearly out driving the fairway, but stays right on the edge. Nothing left for Ezra other than just going big hyzer here and see if he can get a highlight birdie to finish the season.
That's a great drive. Look at that.
You're not going to see a better drive than that.
No, I don't think so.
So hard to get.
Set by this man, maybe.
No way.
Oh, wow.
Gosh. Chris Clemons going through the tiniest of gaps in the tree. Oh my goodness, those are monster drives.
So him just throwing this forehand.
He's going to have a long approach to the basket.
Yes, he is.
I'm going to guess in the 290 neighborhood.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good guess.
But it's downhill and it slopes behind the basket to out of bounds. Both Isaac and Aaron are going to have very nervy approaches.
Yeah, really tough speed control. When you throw the stable shot that you want is Chris just throws this as hard as he can.
And that low ceiling, it's so difficult. The grass is high too, so you don't get any ground play. It is just so difficult to try to get that right plane to get that distance. These guys are still 450 out, if not more.
Too much flip on that one. But what I was saying is with the approach shot, if you go stable, there is the hillside right there that can catch you and get you to roll. So it takes some touch
Big
coming
shot.
into the hole here.
This is going to be coming up a little short, but
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay. Good shot for Aaron. Isaac up next. I like the width.
He's just really good at that putter shot.
He's just really good at that disc golf thing. And of course.
Get me out of here. I like that he tried to make that.
Yeah, of course. And Chris tries as well. A good bid. And once again, great season for Chris. It'd be exciting to see him next season when he's even better version of himself. He's going to be working on that game through the offseason. Really developed a very good, solid, well-rounded game this year. Aaron Gossage taking his time.
A little farther than it looked from that other camera angle. That was a good 25 feet.
That's the putt you practice, but man, it's impossible to recreate the pressure of what's on the line. That keeps him in contention to move on, and I think he has secured his spot to the semifinal. These guys are all guaranteed $3,500. If you played in the quarterfinal today, you're taking home $3,500. But the people who are moving on, of course it almost spits out, but the people who are moving on to the semifinals are guaranteed $5,500. So that putt dropping right there for Aaron secures him a guaranteed extra $2,000.
I remember a similar putt he had on a high-rise basket to push a playoff for the World Championship. Yes. So I'm guessing he knows what that feels like.
And there are the scores, and with the help of the Eagle throw-in, Niklas Antila once again moving on from the first round to the quarterfinal, or to the quarterfinals to the semifinals. Kyle Klein, the top seeded player in today's action, taking the tiebreak over Mason Ford. He is the other player making it to the semifinals. And now we just have 12 players left for the big title of the Disc Golf Pro Tour champion of the 2022 season. We've got 2 rounds left, and that's it.
That's all she wrote.
That's it, man. And then it's off to our little hibernation, little places that we go do during the off season and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we're gone for 4 months, and it's really sad.
Not over yet, buddy. Not over yet.
I'm getting emotional about it.
2 more days.
Yeah, we got 2 more days.
2 more days. Get emotional tomorrow.
All right. Hey, thank you to the Founders Club. We love you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the semifinal action here in Charlotte, North Carolina for Paul Ulibarri and Big Jerm. We out.